The market continues to push, closing Friday at the highs. Is it finally time for that pullback? This is Invest with Jacob. Okay, guys, so in last week's video, we talked about the fact that when the bulls are on a roll, they love to close Fridays at the high, and that's exactly what happened. They pushed it up to 45.39 at the close, and now we're starting to see the signs early in the overnights here of a possible pullback. Now, of course, we don't short wave threes, and we're going to need some confirmation on that, but early on here in the overnights, it does look like we might see a pullback. Now, I'll get into all that in just one second, but first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the SP500 and the Nasdaq. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. All right, guys, so early on here in the overnights, they have pulled back after making a 1-point new high. They did push it up to 45.40, so let's jump into the charts and take a look. Okay, guys, so here we are on the 1-hour futures chart for the S&P 500, and I'm zoomed out a little bit here because nothing's really changed in the short term, and some of you have been asking questions about when does this move up invalidate a potential move back down. And so the first thing we want to look at is the retrace numbers. So from the top, from 48.08 down to the bottom, okay, we are just now hitting the 618 retrace here at 45.40. So we are just now at that level. If they continue to push up here over the 764, then it becomes much more likely that the move down is done and this move up will continue to go up to challenge the highs up around 4,800. So that 764 retrace is at 46.4250. So that means if they push up over that level, okay, to like 46.50, that's a pretty good indicator that the bottom is in and we are well on our way towards 5,500 in wave 5 up. Okay. However, at any time during this point, they can bring this back down in a wave 5. Now, some of you may be saying, Jake, the 618 for a wave 4 up? Yes, because this entire move down has been a diagonal. And when you have a diagonal, number one, they're 3-wave moves, and number two, wave 4 is also often very large and moves up into wave 1 territory. So this is not an uncommon thing for this price to move up to this level and still be a wave 4. So right now, what we're looking at, guys, is pretty much the same as last week. We pushed up to the highs and closed with no effective pullback. So we're looking for a pullback, which they've got about a 15, 16-point pullback right now, which is essentially nothing, but it is the start. Okay, and we've got to start somewhere. So as we look at this, guys, the push up off of wave 2 here has now almost reached the 1382 at 45.62. So we're kind of in between fibs here. Our first confirmation level of a pullback is 44.70, which is the 236. But even if it comes back and touches that, we do need follow through. We need a B wave bounce and then a C wave down from there. So back here, we got this pullback, came down, touched the 236, but then exploded higher from there and invalidated any pullback potential. So again, our first level we're looking for is 44.70 to kind of give us confirmation that the pullback has started. And then we need follow through. We need either a continuation down at that point, and then a bounce, or a bounce from there in wave B, and then the C wave down from there. Now, since we've moved up, our support targets have moved up as well. And now we are looking at the 382 retrace being the 44.27 level. Okay, and that's the most common target for a wave 4 of 3, which is what that would be. Okay, so moving up on the upside, we have wave 1, 2, and we're trying to complete wave 3, this Roman numeral 3 here of this big red circle 3. Once we get a pullback, we'll be doing Roman numeral 4 down here of this circle 3, and then we will get 5 back up towards that 46.36 area, assuming wave 4 holds support. So when I say wave 4, I'm talking about this little Roman numeral 4, not this big red circle 4, this little Roman numeral 4, okay, of this red circle 3. In fact, this can move over here as we move this across. So for this Roman numeral 4, our most common target is the 382, which is at 44.27. The next target down after that is the 50%. That is the second most common fib hit on a wave 4 pullback. That is 43.92. And then our line in the sand, guys, is really the top of the pivot here at 43.69. If they get down and break the top of the pivot, even though that doesn't invalidate anything, it does give us a warning signal that this wave 4 might not hold support and we might be headed lower. So we're looking for 44.27 as a very common area for this to bounce, then 43.92, and then our line in the sand level where we need to hold is going to be that 43.69. All right, so it's still pretty cut and dry on the ES, on the S&P futures here. It's basically we need the pullback, we need it to hold support, and then we need it to launch higher. If it does that, that is the other way that I will be very confident that the bottom is in. So we either push up over 46.42 or we pull back, hold support, and then take out this wave 3 high. That gives us 5 waves up in wave 3, and that makes it very likely that this pattern will continue and complete. We'll get the bigger wave 4 pullback and then wave 5 up here towards 47.25, somewhere in that range. So as I said, pretty cut and dry on the S&P futures. Over on the Nasdaq, very much like that Henry VIII song, second verse, same as the first. They pushed up on Friday at the close, and now we're seeing a pullback here in the overnights for Monday. And so far, the Nasdaq looks a little weaker than the ES, and it's kind of been leading in some ways on these pullbacks. So it's been the first one to really show weakness, and then the S&P futures have followed along. So it does look a little bit weaker than the ES does on this pullback, so it could indeed follow through. But again, we need that follow through, and we need to hit at least 15,514 on this pullback to give us our first indicator that the pullback is underway. Then we need that follow through, same as on the ES, where we're looking for a bounce either off of that 236 there or a little bit lower, and then a bounce, and then a C wave down to our targets here. And our targets for support on the Nasdaq come in for its wave 4. Move this up just a little bit. 14,314 is the first target, and that is the 382 retrace of wave 3. After that, our next fib down is, of course, the 50% fib that we're looking for, and it is in the pivot, which would be 14,152. We would look for that to hold support. If that one breaks, it is a kind of warning shot that, hey, this might not be holding support. And then our line in the sand on the NAS is the 618 extension of waves 1 and 2, which is the bottom of the pivot, at 14,041.75. If 14,041.75 breaks, then it becomes very likely we head back down and make another low from there. Okay, guys, so pretty cut and dry on both of these. We're just waiting for this pullback, and it looks like we may start getting it today. Hopefully we can get some follow-through on that so we can have some confirmation in this rally and find out if this is going to be a real push higher on the S&P and NASDAQ, or if this is just a really big wave 4 and a bear market rally that will reverse very quickly and very strongly back down to the lows. Guys, if you love the information that I put out in these videos and you want real-time market updates from me, you need to check out investwithjacob.com. There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link. It'll take you right over to the website, and check out our membership plans area. We have 2 incredible membership plans, and they both come with a 7-day free trial. The reason for that is I want you guys to get in there, try it out, really understand it, and make sure it's something you truly like before you ever pay a penny for it. I treat my traders like family. I take care of those guys. I want them all to make money, and I work very hard for them in there. And I want you to see that before you ever put any money down. So the first room is my Invest with Jacob room. You get all of my real-time market updates. You get my buy and sell alerts, as well as all of your Elliott Wave questions answered. Okay, I only do swing trading in there. There's not much day trading. It's in there from time to time, but it's usually longer term swing trades, so there's not as many trades in there. And we only trade the SPY and the QQQ. However, if you are looking for day trades and individual stocks, okay, and a trading style that absolutely crushes the market, this guy's the best trader I've ever seen, you need to check out PT's Throne Room, okay? In the Throne Room, you get my room, everything you would get with my room, and then you get PT's room, which is trading individual stocks, day trading, as well as his reduced risk binary options method that absolutely kills. It's so unique and so awesome. You have to get in there just to see it. Okay, so go check us out. We have a 7-day free trial for both rooms. You got nothing to lose. Come see what we're all about. We'd love to have you in there so we can all make some money together. All right, guys, key takeaways for today. We're looking for this pullback to follow through. We need it to get down to 44.70 to give us our first indication that it is. And then we're looking for a bounce in B and a C wave down. Okay, if they cannot hold support, so remember our first level is 44.27. Our second level is 43.92, and our line in the sand is really 43.69. If they cannot hold 43.69, okay, that is a big warning that we are heading back down to these lows and likely going to make a new low at that point. However, if they can hold that support, okay, and the 3 levels I just mentioned, push back up over wherever this wave tops out, that's a very strong indicator that the bottom is in and we are in a bull market rally. Okay, on the NASDAQ, same situation. We're looking for that pullback to follow through. We need it to get down to 14,514, okay, to give us an indication that the pullback is underway, and then we need some follow-through, a B wave and a C wave down into our support zone that holds 14,314 as our primary support. Our secondary support is 14,152. And then our line in the sand for the Nasdaq comes in at 13,990. That is your market update for today. I will talk to you tomorrow.